All right, everyone. Good evening. I just want to talk about Candace Owens. If you know her, Candace Owens is like a political figure. She was known for expressing her opinions of the Conservative Party, and she went on Facebook Live a couple days ago expressing her opinions and things that went on that she experienced, as far as being, I guess, profiled and forced to wear a mask, going to her Whole Food Market with her husband. And she's from Washington D.C., lives in Washington D.C. She traveled back and forth to New York. She made these this type of rant about in New York. It's about at least 21, I believe, like 21,000 people, or no, 14,000. It was around there. 14,000, 20,000 people died so far from the coronavirus. It's really crazy compared to in DC. They only had 69 deaths. And she was stating that, okay, why are we very restricted to wear a mask? And then when she went in there, they had to have their own plastic bags. Maybe, I'm not saying all stores, but this particular store that she was ranting about, that I'm pretty sure she patronized for the longest, that I gotta have my own bags. She recycled bags. She thought that didn't make any type of sense. She was like, okay, whatever. So she ended up adapting to it. And then going on that they found out that, hey, it was this police officer that was pretty much irritated, and they was trying to make sure people follow the 6 feet rule and all this type of mess, and you have to sanitize the baskets. Now, those of you guys who go to Walmart, any grocery store or Publix, any good supermarket, they have like the little wipes that you have to sanitize. That will actually kick you out, and you can't even support the business or take care of yourself and get groceries if you don't follow these type of orders in some states and cities. And she was talking about, like, hey, this kind of unconstitutional. Like, they can just sit up here and make any type of rules and regulations, because of this coronavirus stuff. Even though we have one of the most least cases compared to like West Virginia and New York and all these other places, Wyoming, Iowa, all over the country. You're gonna sit up here and make it very difficult for people that are really healthy to go in here and support their families. That's what she was talking about. I'm kind of 50-50 with that. I mean, yeah, if you think about it, too, she would say, well, if New York and Jersey and Vermont and Texas, Florida, all them states have all the coronavirus victims, they should be shut down, and we need to be going back to work. Now, the only thing is, I'm really, I'm gonna disagree with her on that. Is that America is a democracy, okay? So I mean, this is going to be completely fair if everybody is working and 1 or 2 or 10 states are not working. They suffering, and then they working like, okay, I want my stimulus check, or how am I supposed to pay my bills? I mean, I need to work. I mean, the economy is going down. I have to work to provide for my 4 or 5 kids, for myself. But I see other people on social media, or everybody around me is working and making something and enjoying the American dream. So I mean, this is not a communist country. So when something like this, like a pandemic, you have to include every single state. Every single state has to be on the same page, and this is why you have the governors, who are like the CEO of the states. They control and regulate everything, and they help assist the mayors too. They are the representation of the cities. Maybe it was just out of frustration with Candace Owens. I know she was thinking clearly on that sense. But I mean, I'm not mad at her. I mean, it's freedom, free speech, or First Amendment. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about. I mean, some things I do agree with, that, and certain supermarkets in certain low population areas. Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't be, just doing these strict rules whatsoever, and wasting our taxpayers' money to have these police officers sit aside, or just just guarding the supermarkets and having metal detectors and all this type of stuff. Man, it's kind of ridiculous in a way. I mean, because it's really, it should be encouraged to wear a mask, but you shouldn't have to wear a mask. To me personally, I don't really wear a mask, only when I'm at work, but I don't wear a mask like going to the supermarket. I just think it's weird. I mean, of course, I wash my hands and take care of myself. I know you don't want to spread it, and you want to be considering, want to spread to other people if their immune system is not up to par. They may have respiratory infections and all these types of stuff, and medical complications, so you don't want to pass it on to the elderly. I completely understand that, but it should be maybe some meeting with the mayors and stuff like that, man. They'd be like, hey, I don't really think, since we have a low case right now, people shouldn't be mandated to wear a mask. It shouldn't be going through these hoops and hurdles. But maybe it's just a rant. Well, Candace Owens doing all this whole thing. I mean, some people believe that, hey, she has no common sense, but I'm not here to make a video to bash her, just addressing my thoughts on this. I mean, is it unconstitutional? I mean, at the end of the day, they have to the whoever owns the grocery stores and the markets, I mean, yeah, they had to do what the mayor said. The mayor said, hey, you know, we want police officers here. We want to make sure everyone is 6 feet. Yeah, it sucks, but this is what you have to do. I mean, this is the norm, and this is temporary. It may. I heard they was talking about reopening the country maybe sometime soon. You know, it's going to be the governors that have to follow these strict guidelines. So it's pretty much going to be up to them. They want their citizens to abide by it. And so it's a lot of laws that are going to pretty much change, man. And you know, she was just saying like, this is not the America I grew up in. I'm like, hey, it's a downfall a little bit, but it's going to have to go up. I mean, we went through many pestilence, Spanish flu, all this, Ebola. There really wasn't a huge pandemic, but you know, swine flu, still people dying from the flu every single day, cancer. You know, you got AIDS, HIV, all these type of things, man. You know, people overdosing on drugs, alcoholism, people getting killed by drunk drivers every year. You get what I'm saying? I mean, it's a lot of things that we go through every single day in America. I mean, it's not meant to be all clear and rainbows all the time. So I mean, that's just how it is. You just have to adapt and just trust God. And you know, this really forcing us to really reaffirm in our faith. I truly believe that. So I'm looking into this. But hey, you know, I'm not really upset. But hey, she wanted to address her opinions and you know, talk about things that goes on where in her area. It is what it is, though. But it's just some flaws that she was just saying. I just think that, you know, one state or two states or whoever had the most cases should be severely punished to the point that, oh, everybody who has the least case should be reopened and do what they want to do. It's not cool at all, man, because you got to think about it, too. You got people who might have different necessary connections to people in New York or other areas that have those large cases, and then they can't conduct businesses because, you know, their particular state is closed, you know. So it's going to really... This might fluctuate a little bit, man. A lot of people are still being furloughed. It's sad. People find for unemployment. I kind of understand from her side of that. You got millions of Americans still find for unemployment, jobless. Just do what you can for your community, and that's the only thing I can really think of right now until we, you know, go against the storm and just surpass this. But it's your boy Young Lee Jr. You guys continue to like, comment, subscribe. So I think about this. Interview with me. If you want interviews, just please email me at roddy9312@gmail.com. I appreciate everybody and the supporters. I'm out. Deuces.